I'm honored to get the chance to talk to Christian Robson. He went 4-1 at Northern Wastes GT. This past weekend, I guess. Today's what, Thursday? So it was this past weekend, and he was playing a very different Ironjawz list than what I normally play. Sorry, let me just turn this off here. And I'm very excited to get a chance to talk to him. So I'll be connecting with him shortly, and yeah, I can't wait to pick his brain. But first, of course, thanks to all my patrons, Baron of Dice, and Why Baron for the channel art. Wow.
And I was out sailing when I made the list, so I was kind of desperate just to get something in because Josh texted me at 1 in the morning and said, "Hey man, get your list in." I'm like, oh crap, I guess I don't get to be thoughtful about this.
Well, I just want to first comment on the quality of your models. I have seen a lot of Maw Crushes, right? Like in my Discord, like people post them all the time. But this Maw Crusher was something else. I really have to compliment you on it. It was quite something.
Yeah, that Maw Crusher was a lot of time. It was definitely a passion project. I think I started it in, I want to say August last year, and the first time I put it on the table was January.
Yeah, S tier.
It took a lot. When you have way too many models in the basement with armies that you don't play, you have a lot of opportunity for kit bashing.
Yeah, for people that are just listening, it's a Maw Crusher that is like basically standing on top of a Star Drake. Yeah, I'm gonna steal this idea. I have a Star Drake on my shelf, and I just think it's an ugly model, and so I'm gonna butcher it and
man,
see what happens.
Heat guns and Star Drakes, I think are their best friend for reposing just on their own. There's so much plastic there and there's so much material that you can really sort of manipulate them however you want. They're super easy to modify.
Well, let's talk about your list here. So I'm just gonna go over it really quick here, and maybe I'll ask you a couple questions about it. So 1990 points, Iron Fist, right? So that's a little bit different. 4 drops. You don't have any wizards or priests in the list, right? So
No.
the mana. Oh no, you have a War Chanter. There's a War Chanter, isn't there?
There's a War Chanter. It's a priest. But the entire tournament at Northern Wastes, I did not get the +1 damage off the entire tournament.
Right. So there's obviously you pick the War Beats. The manifestations and Lore the Weird are kind of irrelevant. We have Intercept and Recover and Restless Energies. Kragnos with a unit of Gougers. Gordrak with 2 minimum units of the original, not the Scourge guy ran, Weird Brute Rekkas. Next regiment is a Mega Boss and Maw Crusher with Fasten, Armor of Gork, and Hulking Brute. I think that's pretty standard. A reinforced unit of Rekkas, and then we have a War Chanter all by himself, and then of course the Boss Rock Tower. So why did you decide to play this list in the first place?
Mostly I decided to play it because I'm tired of the -1 to hit buffs that every army seems to have. 5s and 3s really suck for Ironjawz, and it's been the boon of their existence for the last 2 years. So I just wanted a list that had models that were cool, things that I was super proud of the paint I had on them, and a lot of +1 tech in the list, so that at least I was fighting on my base stats most of the game, because even at base stats you're getting through, it turns out, an insurmountable amount of damage into most units you're fighting.
What else in the list gives you +1 to hit besides Gordrak?
Just the Iron Fists. The first unit you kill, the next thing you activate gets +1 to hit. So it allowed me to run 1 Mega Boss outside of the WA bubble all on its own to start bullying scoring pieces.
Because I think Iron Fist is legitimately, I think, good in this list, but I think it's the only list in which it's good.
I would kind of agree with that. I think there's opportunity if you're running like brute heavy lists, or you're running a lots of minimum units where you're specifically going after things like heart renders and all those other stupid little scoring pieces that everyone else's army has, where you can guarantee wiping a 10 wound unit out. I think in that situation and that sort of meta, it works. but I don't think that's the meta we're seeing in the world right now.
I know that I asked you this question already and you already answered me, but I know that there's people watching that are thinking about this question right now. Why the original Rekkas and not the Scourgic Iran Rekkas?
Run and charge. With KO being as prevalent as it is, Bliss Barb Archers in the local Manitoba meta, there's a couple people that are just absolutely menacing with them. There's also a guy in Saskatchewan that I play a lot that just runs Vanguard Raptors, and they are awful. So I just wanted something that could run, could charge, tie them up, take away their shooting, so that at least I'd have 2 models left on the table. So the whole idea is run and charge. I don't care about damage output. I just got to take away your shooting so that all you have is shooting combat, and I can waste 400 point units, and then my 1500 points of monsters can do their work.
They're pretty cheap too. Would you make any changes to this list now that you've played it, like at a GT?
I think so. I think I would maybe change the War Chanter for a priest, or for a wizard.
Right, just go with the weird knob instead.
Just go with the weird knob. It's the same price as far as points go, but then I would be able to get a 2 unbind list, and being able to defend a little bit with the Feet of Gork. Just being able to get that spell out there, take away some charge dice.
The manifestations are very, very, very good.
Oh, they have been the only crutch the Ironjawz can reliably... They're the only reliable thing really in the book at this point.
I kind of contend
on a 7.
Yeah, and with the Gork Rora, it's like, no, it doesn't, right? Everything costs on a 5.
Yeah, it's a 5 now. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Like, through that whole, like, I was playing Cruel Boys, that GT, and consistently the whole time, if my opponent went first, every single time I spend a CP and cast Gork Rora off turn with a Swamp Kala. Because I still
100%.
need 5 on the dice with a +1, right? So it's like, yep, and now I'm set up for the rest of the game, right? I'm just going to keep pumping out my spells. It was great.
The Gork Aurora is arguably, it's easily the best manifestation. For me, it's basically tied between the Feet and the Swamp.
They're both also very good.
But I think they're very situational depending on who you're playing. But that Rora in my other Ironjawz list, that Rora is just basically guarantees the +1 damage on brutes all the time.
Yeah, and that's from the War Chanter, right? The weird knob casts the manifestation, the War Chanter activates it, gets +2 prayer points. Oh my.
And if you're very lucky, you get +2 prayer points and +2 to charge.
Yeah. Yeah, it's phenomenal.
It's wonderful.
So is that the only change that you'd make? You just go with the wizard instead and keep like the 4 units of Rekkas as they are?
Yeah, I think so. I think for fun, laid back, ease of mental fatigue at tournaments where you're playing high-end players, I think it would just be the War Chanter instead of the wizard, or the weird knob instead of the War Chanter. Because I don't think my run at Northern Wastes was very light on magic. I didn't see any Tzeentch, I didn't see any Feck, I didn't see any of these people that really throw spells out there and make your life miserable. But it would be nice to guarantee that 1 unbind for the Daughters of Cain player that throws out Mind Razor.
The only trouble, I guess, with this list is that there's no unit of 10 or more for the weird knob.
2. Yeah, when you're playing normal Ironjawz, though, unless you take a reinforced unit of Ardboys, after turn 1, you don't have a 10 model unit anymore either.
Yeah, normally not.
Just in my experience, if you're really playing competitive games, people take away your +1 to power level very quickly.
Yeah. Unless it depends on your list. Like if you're playing a really heavily infantry heavy Ironjawz, like maybe because you might have multiple. Like there might be a unit of brutes in reserve, kind of lurking, waiting for an opening, right? But I hear what you're saying. But still, even the 1 cast, right? Like what else would fit? Because you have 130 points in this list, so it could be more Rekkas, I guess, right? But
so I have thrown around the idea of taking out the 200 point of reinforced Rekkas and putting in a unit of Ard Boys.
Oh, Ard Boys. Okay.
The reinforced unit of Rekkas, replacing it with a set of Ard Boys, so you have a very serious screen.
Right.
But the challenge is the footprint is almost identical with coherency rules, and they don't get out of the way as well.
Yeah, that's true.
There's this beautiful balance in the wreckers where they're enough to hold your opponent up, but they die just quick enough that when it's your turn, a monster comes out of the backfield and does what it does best.
So tell me, so I just sent you an invite to TTS. I'm not sure if you got it on Discord here.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't really paying attention
there. Good. But I'm curious about how, like, you move monsters around the table, because a list like this, I feel, has a very, like, it's very hard to play, right? It's really easy to, like, make a mistake, and if you, like, overcommit something and lose something, it's like it can just be the end of the game.
So Roma, my game 3, maybe it was game 4. She capitalized on that. She made sure that I could not move where I wanted to. And she took out Kragnos top of turn 1. Just decided Kragnos should not live. But somehow Godrak and the other Maw Crusher were able to peel 2,000 points of her army.
Yeah, she's a very good player.
Oh, I have been warned so many times about how good Roma can be.
Yeah.
And she made a great trade. There was an incredible trade for prosecutors that can be brought back for a CP for Kragnos. But it's kind of like pool sharks. Remember, I can't remember the movie, but pool sharks will give you like 6 or 7 balls. They'll pull 6 or 7 of your balls off the table and be like, yeah, sure, I'll give you a huge head start. But all that does is open up the table for better shots. So losing a monster, so just for deployment, the deployment, because you're a 4-drop and you've got so many units, you're never going to go first. So you just wait and see what your opponent does and try and figure out, are they taking first turn or are they going to give you first? And the beauty of the wreckers is with that run and charge, you can get them right out of the way with an auto run. They move 13 inches with the Mighty Destroyers, and they're out of the way of a base. With Fasten on your Maw Crusher, sorry, my keyboard's not hooked up. With Fasten on your Maw Crusher, you can drop it right out of the way of everything else, and it can get right into the thick of things because it has the potential of 23 inches of move in one turn. So what I often did was something similar to this for deployment. Just heavily load up one side, set up your screens so that no one can touch you. And I got them all. I think that's the just there. And coherency rules with a 6-man unit is just lovely.
Mm-hmm.
Do something like this. This is Surge of Slaughter, so this is the place of power. So this would be, this would be just over like that. Oh, there's some weird physics going on there.
Got you.
Thank you. Yeah, so this would be just here so that I can activate the place of power. The Gouger, I would be measuring threat ranges of my opponent to make sure that no matter what, I knew where their threat ranges were so that I would put it at 27.1 or whatever it would be, just to make sure that I can't get tagged. But if you do decide to tag my Rekkas, I've got a 4-inch counter charge, or you've already tagged Godrak. And now that you've engaged me, The chances of taking 20 wound model out on a 3-up save with whatever you can alpha meet with is pretty poor. And this sort of setup allowed me to, taking first turn, both my Maw Crushers have fly, one can move 20 inches, and the other one's right next to Kragnos. So I only really have to get reliably within 10, 11 inches of you to get a charge off. And this would allow me to weather a alpha or be the person that applies a huge amount of pressure.
Right, because with this, you have 4 heroes, so you can call 4 Wa's.
Yep.
And then I guess Gordrak calls a Wa, like, just whenever he's next to something that's going to fight. Him and one of the other big things fight.
I got very lucky most of the tournament, and I was able to fight with at least 3 big things a turn.
Do you tend to pile them all up on something? Like, do you kind of bring them all in one direction and try to, like, pile on stuff and try to, you know, make it strike last and delete it and then the next turn, like, go somewhere else? Or do they tend to spread out? Is that kind of the idea? Yeah, I've been referring to that as just like a pig pile. It's like you pig pile onto something, delete it, and then with Kragnos and everything else, you know, it's so mobile. It's like the next turn's like pig pile somewhere else.
Exactly.
And then they just don't kill you, right? You just keep killing their stuff and you're not losing much of anything, right?
Yeah, like you're always trading a monster per turn for at least 2 units. And the big thing is with the changes to all-out defense and all-out attack, a 3-up save is indispensable at this point because all-out attack is almost a liability if you're using it on the first thing you fight with. So having that ability of the Iron Fist sub-faction to pick something and kill it and then use your all-out defense for the crackback, but then be guaranteed the +1 to hit. So you fight something with your 6-pack of Ragers or your Gouger and your Maw Crusher on one flank, and you kill it. Well, now you're on a 2-up save with almost anything else that's important, and then you get to crack back with that very same model at +1 to hit. It's a potent way of removing a model, absorbing usually a solid punch.
Sure, there's lots of fighty things out there,
yeah. Yeah, there's lots of fighty things, like not at this tournament, but at a tournament in Esteban about a month and a half ago. I played cities and realized the fragility of a 4-up save. You just, it's almost identical attack profiles, 4s and 3s or 3s and 4s, with a half a dozen of one, 6 of the other. But when you have to use that all-out attack to get your damage through because you're lacking rend, it basically guarantees that you lose that piece on the crackback. Or at least that's what I found with a 4-up save, all of a sudden becoming a 5-up save, and then any rend makes you incredibly susceptible to the crackback.
Saving on 6s sucks.
Oh, so much. And like I also have both the benefit and the curse of playing against a lot of the Saskatchewan boys. There's 3 of them that are just menaces in the sort of Central Canadian sort of meta. One's on Team Canada, and 2 of them lose to that fellow all the time. And I'm the 4th that plays them on TTS a lot, and it's just, before I went to Northern Wastes, I think I was 0-13.
Right. Okay. It's
just
mad.
The amount of pain that I was put through, and just like all of the microaggressions and the tiny little nuanced movement, and playing Ironjawz for the last 2 years, you learn that every 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch is incredibly impactful, and the movement game is what wins you the tournament. And everyone says that. I know everyone really emphasizes it.
Yeah, 100%.
But until you play an army that moves 4 inches, you don't realize how blessed you are to have something that moves 6.
Well, I mean, like, I'm not sure what you think about the Army of Renown for Ironjawz, Crag, whatever it is, Stampede. But I've been playing it a little bit, and just that extra 1 movement on turn 1 and 2 movement on turn 2. adds up.
Oh, it's fun. I've played that a couple times. I know that it is done very well at some fairly large tournaments. I don't know how to play good armies, man. Like, if you want someone to take the meta army and show you how not to play it,
You're the guy?
I'm your guy. I'm the guy. I took out, like, the War Crimes KO list and lost to Feck with 2 Mortek Crawlers and Ushran.
That's funny.
Like, I don't know how to do it. But
Well,
give me an army that can't move with absolute shit stats, and I can make a game of it at least.
it's something I tell, like, you know, people all the time, is that you really want to be playing the army that you like. The army that fits your play style. You'll be better with that army than just with, like, the quote-unquote best army, right?
Oh, 100%. Like, I have a number of armies in my basement. I'm a middle-aged dude that's a dink. I got 7 or 8 armies in the basement here. But I have every single orc model. I love painting the orcs. I love the theme and the stories. Like, my Maw Crusher, I started building it when the rules of 4th came out, and I saw that Godrak does bad things to monsters. His rules are all about taking away the output from monsters. I'm like, okay, I have a monster model. I'm going to make it thematic and great. My normal display board is a giant fort that's like 2 feet by 2 feet that is being smashed to pieces by the orcs as they overwhelm the walls and like run up on siege ladders. If you find something that really speaks to you, it doesn't matter what the stats are. Just play it, get the reps, and you'll be able to at least make a game out of it and have fun. Like, the game is incredibly disheartening if you're going out to win with the best of the best and you're a mediocre player like me.
Yeah.
But if you find something that you enjoy painting, you enjoy talking about, you enjoy playing, even if you are losing, just run the models, roll the dice, and eventually things will go your way.
Well, just get good. Right?
Yeah, don't just get good. Just
if you're constantly swapping what you're playing.
Yeah.
If you're constantly, like, I don't know. I personally feel, I know that lots of people feel this way, but I know that lots of people don't. Like, I play Gits, Cruel Boys, and Ironjawz.
Yeah.
That's it. And I'll never play anything else. I'll never start another army ever. It's like my identity as a wargamer.
So to reinforce your point, I have 6,000 points of Ironjawz, maybe 8,000 points of Ironjawz, but I also have 3rd edition Lumineth, 4th edition Cities of Sigmar, KO, and Stormcast. I have played 1 GT out of the last 8 with anything other than Ironjawz.
Right.
The rest just are collecting dust.
Yeah,
I tried the meta chasing. It's just, it's a way of spending money and not enjoying yourself.
Well, at this point, like, with almost all of my collection, it's almost all painted. So I'm looking at this list, right, and that you have here in front of me on TTS, and I think to myself, like, I have all this. My Gordrak isn't finished being painted, but I think the rest of it's kind of just, like, done. And that's a great feeling, right? Like, I can run...
Walking up to a table with a painted army.
It's fantastic.
There shouldn't be guilt if you don't have painted models and you're getting into the game and you just want to go to your first GT and there's no stipulation on painting. Just show up and roll dice. Like, we're there to have fun.
Yeah, if you're a new guy, jump in.
Yeah. But when you show up and you're proud of your army, it really doesn't matter if you lose at the table. Because you showed up, you had fun. If you're like me, you had a beer at the table, and you rolled dice. Like, there's no money in this. There's no sponsorship. There's really no glory.
There's some glory.
Well, yeah, but it's only amongst us. Like, even
That's
my
true.
wife thinks I'm crazy.
So,
So,
yeah, of course. Leave a comment below, everybody, if your wife thinks you're crazy for what you do playing this game.
yeah,
We'll check back later. I'm sure it's going to be full.
It's yeah. If your partner thinks you're insane and doesn't get you, you might play Warhammer.
Probably.
Unless you're K-Fed or the Saints of Stagfall. But, yeah. No, I like... This whole game is about having fun. Finding good people. I met a bunch of the great folks at Northern Wastes, and I am incredibly jealous of your community out there.
Oh, right? Like, oh my god. Like, we live, just for context, we live like 9 hours north of the American border, and we have the biggest GT in British Columbia. Like, we have our town's
great.
like 75,000 people. We have a bigger GT than like the 5 million mega city of Greater Vancouver. It's like, and it's so relaxed, and everyone's there to have a good time, right? Like, the vibes are really good. The space is great. Yeah, like, yeah, it is quite good. I'm blessed to live where I do to play this game.
I played all Prince George natives at the tournament. No, sorry, I lied. My first game was against a fella from Vancouver.
Who was it?
Even still. Hedonites of Slanesh. I want to say Alex.
Okay. His last name starts with a B, right?
He's English.
Yeah, okay. I think that's who he is. But yeah,
he fed my war chanter he fed his keeper to Godrak. It was very fun. He thought he could pick up Godrak.
You played a good friend of mine and a member of like the Warhammer team that I'm on. Eric, the big guy who played Nighthaunt there.
Yeah, he was my loss.
Yeah, he's a very good player. Eric's been playing competitive Warhammer for probably like 10 solid years. Like, he's a very good player. But he remarked something to me. He told me that in his game with you, that you taught him how power through works, essentially.
I'm sorry.
But that's what he said, right? He's like, that guy, man. He's like, that guy, dude. That guy taught me how to use power through. Can you speak to me about like how you use power through? Because I think it's a command you use quite a bit, I'm guessing.
It is something that I've had to get really good at using. With so few models on the table, you can't leave them in combat. They will melt if you just let them sit there and eat it. So power through is what you use to keep the important model alive while maintaining something being pinned.
Can you give me an example?
Yeah, it's so in this situation here. So I've got 4 Rekkas that ran and charged you here, and I would try to make sure that if their charge got in, I'd move them to the side here as best I can. Yeah, I tried to shake them out. They're somehow stuck in them. There's another one. And so this is my combat here. The whole point of this situation right now is your Gut Rippers are a massive threat. They're critting on 5s, they're 4s and 4s, no rend, crit mortals. If I stay in combat, Kragnos is gone.
Yes.
He's not going to survive multiple rounds of combat. Doesn't matter that he has a 5-up ward. He's done.
Correct.
So what I have to do is I have to make sure that I'm setting myself up in a situation where you're stuck in combat, you don't have retreat and charge, and I'm outside of the 6-inch pile-in range for you to tie me up in combat so that when my turn comes back, I have another avenue of charge to make sure that I'm doing mortals, and I'm getting the opportunity to inflict the most amount of damage and set me up for the most amount of scoring, because it doesn't... I won my first game against Alex with 0 models left on the table.
You had 0 left?
Alex tabled me, and I beat him.
You outscored him.
I outscored him. Doesn't matter that I've got the biggest, baddest, most damage outputting models outside of a Gargant or possibly a 40 brick of, I don't know, something else.
Yeah.
But in this situation right now, if it is the bottom of the turn and I've tagged you and I've done this charge and I've done these fights and somehow miraculously you still have 20 Gut Rippers left, my power through, it's not measuring, but I'd imagine that's roughly 10 inches there. I would be powering through in such a way so that I can get away here and I would have set myself up to have another model, say Godrak failed his charge. Godrak would be sitting in such a way, or I'd have some other model that would be working and protecting Kragnos, so that if you manage to get something through this gap to tag Kragnos, you also have to fight a fully healthy Godrak. If you win the double, I've protected Godrak, or I've protected Kragnos. You're stuck in combat, so sure, I'm going to trade my Rekkas for maybe one or two more Gut Rippas. But now you're stuck fighting them, and when it becomes my turn, you've probably got something that doesn't matter on this objective over here. And Kragnos can move 10 and 3d6 charge and pick up a scoring unit. Whereas now I've got the rest of my army can fall in and deal with whatever's left in these Gut Rippas, and now I control the center objective again. So I move my 23 with my other anti-infantry fella here. So Kragnos is now run away to do his things at score points. And I've now got two Maw Crushers staring at your fully healthy block. Your hammer is staring down a potential of 24, 48. And 36. So we're looking at like 70 potential damage staring at your Gut Rippas here. One with anti-rend, or anti-infantry plus one rend, and one that's hitting on 3s and 2s base.
And I'm guessing that's also pretty important, right? Like having the right the right monster in the right place, right? Because Gordrak and the Maw Crusher really are quite they're two sides of the same coin.
Yeah,
right. Like
Godrak wants to kill monsters and heroes, and my Maw Crusher wants to take out your infantry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the way that I'm sort of seeing your power through here, it's almost like you have like another model covering for the retreat of the first one, almost.
It's the tight end safety sort of dynamic.
Like something like charges in, fights, powers through, and then sort of goes and like stands beside or close to another monster behind. And then it's like, come get me.
Help it out.
You can't. Yeah. You have to fight both. You can't just fight one. You can't divide and conquer me. Because that's the way that you kill your list, right? Is if you can isolate one model at a time and get rid of them.
Exactly. If you isolate one, pull it out, and you get rid of it, it causes a problem. So in the game against Roma, I left a specific gap that gave her the opportunity to take first turn and take out Kragnos.
Sure. Do you know how she beat me? Do you know what she did to me? I controlled the board the entire time. I was winning on the table the whole game. Like I like it was for our local belt match. So if I beat her, I got to wear that belt, right? Like it was a big game for me. I called her out. We were supposed to do our belt match before the start of the tournament, but she was too busy and she couldn't. So I was like, I'm gonna, we'll just do it round one. And she beat me because she had 3 models left at the end, all with treasures, and then she just outscored me.
Well, so that's what kept it close for me. She ran her Knight Arcanum as far away as humanly possible to get away from me.
Yeah.
But I stood on all 5 objectives and got 30. No, I got 25 of my battle tactics because the Knight Arcanum was still alive.
Yeah.
Just couldn't catch it.
Yeah. So she just kept teleporting away from my slow, cruel boys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And it's like I just can't catch you.
Yeah. Do you have shooting in your list? Do you have?
I do, but
bolt boys?
Yeah, I do. But by the time I realized what was happening, it's like I don't have enough damage. Like I don't have enough damage to like take down. Like the other 2 treasures were on 2 big monsters, and her little hero was just sitting in obscuring terrain. Yeah. So it's like okay, but it's okay because she did that to me round 1, and I did that to somebody round 5. So it all balances out.
There's a wonderful photo of my game against her where I have Godrak, Big Pig, and then there's her guy on the Griffin.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name. The named character from Gairan on a Griffin.
Yeah.
And Ionis. all four of them are standing on the center objective. We both have control 10. We both have 2 monsters on there, and they're both all four of them are wounded. And it just ended up at the end of that combat phase. Godrak and the Big Pig were standing there by themselves. It was quite funny. And then I proceeded to spend the next 3 turns spending a command point every single hero phase to rally Godrak so he didn't die because he was burning.
So that's another, and he probably had a treasure too, didn't he?
No, Roma didn't take the intercept and recover.
Right, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's crafty.
But,
she'll get you.
She has tentatively grudged me. I don't know if she's told anyone in the Spar, like Dayton O'Bray of False Alarm fame.
Yeah.
But she has grudged me for 2 weeks from now.
Oh,
so I have a feeling. Awesome. I think I'm going to be 1-1 against Roma in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, she's quite good. Like she lives across town from me. Not that it's a big town, but I don't play her as often as I should.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because like you should play with people that are good. Like they'll teach you a lesson or two, right?
Well, that's in my younger years. I used to play a lot of sports, and that's the prevalent saying in the sports world is in order to get good, you have to lose to good people.
Yeah.
And I've had the privilege of losing to really good people for the last couple of years. Yeah.
Any other like tips on anything like your list, or like what matchups are really good, or what matchups to look out for? Not even like armies, but just like army styles, you know? Any thoughts there?
I think the Stormcast with the Hurricane or the Raptors, I think that list would be absolutely brutal to play into. I also think the Hedonites of Slanesh, or not the Hedonites, the Witch Elf, the Blender list would also be very difficult to play into with their fights twice and all of their -1/-1 to hit, -1 to wound. All of that would be very difficult to play into.
Cruel Boys, I bet, are pretty tough too.
I think Cruel Boys are very challenging with their dirty tricks, especially if they have the faction terrain that gives them +1 to that, and the betting tokens on the new Scourge of Gairan Scumdrek.
Yeah.
I think that would be very challenging to play into because you've got fight last and -1 to hit.
Well, it's more than that. It's the 110 point unit of monster killers that's going to get into combat, turn off your monstrous rampages. Like if you come at me with the pig, like with the big pig, if a unit of monster killers is within 6, well, it turns off the strike last rampage.
Yep.
And then it makes the big pig strike last, and then if you charge it with both like Maw Crushes, I can make them both strike last.
Yep.
And then suddenly you can't like do that. Like I trade you into you really well. It's like no, like I'm gonna like no
the monster killers from Cruel Boys make me nervous. The Feck unit.
The beast flares.
Beast flares are also they're -1 damage.
Yeah, that's scary on a low dice model, right? That relies on big damage. Yeah. So, Big Hands Braden Rubleski from Estevan there. He plays a lot of the beast flares, and honestly, he is what makes me consider what buffs to put on the Mega Boss on Maw Crusher the most. Just because of those stupid flares. Like if you're going to reduce my damage, I want to increase my rend as much as I can. It's just, and the strike last tech of Ushron, Be'lakor, and the 40 Bloodletters. I think I have an answer to Be'lakor and the 40 Bloodletter list. I think I have play into that, but it would be a lot of trading and relying on dice rolls. But I think into shooting lists, I'm fast enough.
I can absorb enough of a punch. If they don't focus down the right unit at the right time, I think I can tie them up and start removing pieces. I'm not afraid of an average player playing KO. I am afraid of people like Matthias
Sure,
that play
but
KO.
I think Matthias could bring like a Yahtzee set and still beat you. Like, not you, I just mean like anybody. Like,
I am not taking offense to that.
no, he plays
all.
for Team Canada, right? Like, yeah, like I really, every year they send out applications for Team Canada, and every year I submit an application just to be like a media person. I'm like, I just want to interview all of you and just talk to you.
Yeah, it's they're, for the most part, they're just in a world of their own. Like, I know Dom Ellison, also from Estevan, he was on Team Canada this year, and he and I would talk like once a week. My wife accuses me of being in a relationship with him.
Sure.
It's great, it's wonderful, but he was going through his spreadsheets with me, and just the amount of like data that the Team Canada guys consume and compile in order to be at the level they are.
Yep, sure.
I want to paint that cool models and drink beer.
Yeah, yeah. The older I get, the more that's where. Like,
Yeah.
not gonna lie, like I wouldn't mind going like 5-0 at a tournament, like a big one, at least once, just to be like, yeah, like I could do it.
Yeah, and I think the big thing is matchups and
Yeah,
your
and dice,
opponents, right? Like,
right? Like sometimes
I don't think,
you know.
yeah, I don't think my list or my skill level is enough to go 4-1 if I get more meta matchups. I played great players. I played really fun people, but I think I somehow managed into pairings where my list did well. High armor saves of Stormcast, I have more than enough rend, and just one failure causes a model and a half to go down. But like if I'm dealing with a huge recursion army, like
Sure.
the Night Haunt player that you is in your club,
Yeah.
I missed killing one Grimghast Reaper. One.
Yeah, he was telling me about this.
Maybe two.
And suddenly they just keep coming back. Yeah.
Like I hit him with everything I had, and
Yeah.
I left two models on the table, and that was what killed me. Yeah, one more dice going my way, and I think the game would have gone a totally different direction after turn one. But those high recursion armies that just eat rend and just keep coming, I think that's very difficult to deal with.
Yeah, you need some luck on the table. You need some luck in the matchups for sure. If you want to like, if you're not going to be like the top like S tier player and you want to go 5-0, yeah, you need a little bit of luck. Like in my game with Roma, I went second and I didn't double her in 5 rounds. If round 1, 2, or 3 I doubled her, it would have been a different game because I would have been able to jump on top and catch her stuff to kill it.
Exactly.
It would have been enough, right? But
yeah, and that's how I got lucky against Roma, is I got the double and I was able to catch the Paladors.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't mind losing her. I don't mind losing to good players. Like if I play a good game and I lose to good players, it's like, yeah. I get annoyed at myself if I lose a game because I was really stupid and made really dumb mistakes. Then I feel kind of like, oh, like that's just dumb. Right? But that's
the beauty of this list. There's not enough models to make dumb mistakes.
I don't know, dude. Like it's this super elite, like if you mess something up, or like if you make a bad movement and give away a model, it's hard to, like, you're playing from a huge deficit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I just going from orcs for over a year and then playing cities and realizing how many rules some of these armies have. Like, I played in Estevan at Thunderstrike GT with the almost meta cities list. A little bit different because I didn't have the models, but just the amount of rules you have to remember and the things that you can forget, that sitting back and digesting your game, you go, oh, if I had remembered that Pontifex Sinestra does D6 mortal wounds to something with 18 that's a priest or a wizard, I would have won that game. But I forgot it in 2 hero phases in a row. Therefore, there was an extra 4 or
Yeah.
8 wounds on that model.
I just pulled up on my
It's
screen
just-
here. You can't see it, but people watching the video can. But I don't understand how people don't play with like notes. Like I have like just a single sheet of paper that I type up, and it's just like my like order of operations. It's just every rule that I have in the phase that it happens in, and it's almost like a checklist. Oh, hero phase. Okay, I start here, and I just go down the list. Right? Like I tend to almost never forget rules because I'm following like my notes.
And that is incredibly important. I did that for the first 4 or 5 months of 4th edition with Ironjawz when they had all their new rules.
Yeah.
And because we are all Warhammer players, we're all kind of messing with a couple tisms or at least neurodivergent at the very least. When I first started in 4th edition, I got Microsoft Visio and I built flow charts based on whether I go first or whether I go second, and then decision bubbles and rules the whole way through the flow chart.
Yeah.
I got mocked real hard in St. Catharines when I showed up there with flow charts.
Yeah. I mean, I have like spreadsheets of like, damage, average damage against different saves with different buffs. Yeah, like.
Yeah, and I don't say that everyone needs to do that. The game is about having fun and like data analysis.
No, this is fun for me.
Yeah, it
That's
doesn't
the
work
thing.
for everyone.
Yeah, well, no, but it's
But,
like that's for me. That's part of the enjoyment. I used to always say that if a game I play doesn't need me to make spreadsheets, it's not worth playing.
Yeah, that's fair. I also coach youth soccer, and like I'll show up with like 6 pages of notes and like trying to teach rural kids how to play high level soccer is pushing a rock up a hill, but it's still fun because you have to educate about like knowledge of the game, how things flow, what decision making is important, and that flows in every aspect of life. Warhammer, off the field, on the table. And for me, much like you, I love spreadsheets. I love decision trees. Doesn't mean I'm good at it, but I like it.
Some great wisdom, some great knowledge with Christian Robson. I really appreciate the time, Christian. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Anytime. And hope to see you next year at Northern Wastes.
Yeah, it's every year it falls on my wife's birthday, and I'll never miss one.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
No, it's great. It's fantastic. It's a joke we have every year. She sees how many days before I wish her happy birthday. It's like, oh, it's like September 8th. Oh, happy birthday. That's just what we're like. We're not big on that kind of stuff. So, but again, I really appreciate the time, man. It's been good, and yeah, I hope like our team here is planning on doing some traveling ourselves, and we're gonna try to make it to some of these other tournaments kind of around like in Canada here. So maybe we'll pop in and see at the one that we go to next.
Yeah, I'm part of the Bison. I can't remember what our name is now. We are the something Bison. Riley's gonna kill me. But we host the Winnipeg tournament every year. It's man, he's gonna mock me incessantly, but it's a great tournament. We usually have about 40 to 50 players. I cook 2 meals. It doesn't quite compare to some of the other meals that are out there in the Canadian tournament scene. But this year I put 45 pounds of pork shoulder on the smoker and smoked for 24 hours, and that was our Sunday meal.
Is the team NPO?
So that's Northern Prairie Order. That's all
okay.
of us misfits that started showing up at tournaments just after the pandemic. And we have an affinity for 90s wrestling culture.
Who doesn't?
Exactly, right? It's just too sweet. But no, it's just a bunch of us that started going to tournaments, realized we were all going to tournaments together, and we were always playing each other, so we created a team. In a random hotel in Brandon, Manitoba one year at a GT. We just said, you know what, we should make a team. And it's a couple guys from Estevan, 2 folks from Prince George have joined us. yeah, and there's a number of folks from Winnipeg, me from Gimli. I'm the best Warhammer player in my hometown, but I'm also one of the only ones.
400, 500 people? Like, what are we talking here?
So the entire RM is 2,500 people. It's a cottage community. So in the summertime, we go from 2,500 up to about 14 or 15,000. But it's all like rural prairie farming and fishing, just on the shores of Lake Winnipeg.
Yeah, maybe we'll make it out there one day.
Yeah, you're more than welcome. Let me know if you're coming. I got beds.
Cool. Maybe I'll take you up on that.
All right. Have a great night, Moss.
Yeah, man. You too. Thanks again.
Cheers.
So that was Christian Robson. Yeah, I mean, the communities for AOS are so good. Like, they really are. I'm not sure if it's just all of us friendly Canadians or whatever, or if it's what you experience in your local communities. But let me know in the comments below if you're finding that the Age of Sigmar players where you live are just as friendly, just as welcoming, just as fun to talk to. Please do. But no matter what you do, please definitely take the time to like, subscribe. Wow.